She's an
It's
entrepreneur.
recording right now.
Her main purpose is to empower, educate, and inspire, and be loved to those she comes in contact with. Who am I talking about? Sorry about that, everyone. Miss Cecilia. Cicely Renee. Sorry. I went around and practiced everybody's name, so that's on me. You coming to the podium, right? Cicely.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna say this 3 times, so because I messed up, so I'm gonna say it again. Cicely Renee, everyone. Cicely Renee, everyone. Cicely Renee, everyone.
Thank you. Yes, I was named after Cicely Tyson. Yes, well, I want to thank everybody for being out here, inviting all these amazing authors. I can't wait to just come and talk to every single one of y'all. I am Cicely Renee. I'm from Minneapolis, and I've been here for about 7.5 years. And so I'm going to kind of tell you a little backstory. Raise your hand if the only thing you got in trouble for in school was talking. Yeah, yep, me too. So I would get these report cards, and all of it just had these little numbers. Talks too much, talks too much. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, yo, you're my teacher, you spend a lot of time with me, why didn't you cultivate that gift, right? And so I'm like, I could have been a journalist, I could have done this, that, and the other. And so I kind of shut down. I stopped talking because I'm just like, why? I don't want to keep getting in trouble. And so then I grew up, and I was really shy. Like I'm the only child. And so I had a hard time kind of building close relationships. Everything was superficial, so I never really got deep. And so I just kind of stuck to my own little bubble. And then later on, I got married to a minister, divorced now. And what would happen?
Right past that now.
I started writing it, and I'm just like, but yes. And so he was a minister, and every time we had a conversation, or if I tried to share what I felt, he would attack me, and so I stopped talking. And I'm just like, everybody keeps trying to shut off my voice, right? And so eventually I was like, you know what, I'm gonna speak my truth, I'm gonna go out. And of course there were some things that I got in trouble. Like I was a teacher at high school, English, and I had some haters. I posted something that didn't have a name, but someone saw it, and then they sent it to my principal, and I was like, not talking again. Like I just felt like everybody was just trying to shut off my voice, right? And then so I started teaching in high school. I taught in Miami for 2 years through a program, and this is when I really got into education. And so I worked with students. They're all Haitian, young Black kids in failing schools, live close to the beach, but never been to the beach, right? I was like, wow. And so they were failing, they were struggling with their words, and words are power, right? If you feel like, if you can express yourself without using your fists, things can get, further, right? And so then I went and got my master's in education. And so then when I moved here, I got my certification to be a teacher. So I taught at Uplift Education for 4 years, and then Nimitz for 1 year. That was horrible. But anyways, I taught English. And one of the things is, I'm from Minnesota, so I did not realize that there were a lot of Hispanic people here, right? And so almost all my students, I had no idea. And so I'm in Dallas, and all my students are Spanish speakers. And so it's like, okay, and this is high school, this is 10th grade, this is a tested subject, and all my students don't speak English. And I'm like, y'all gotta take this test. Take all these tests. And so I kept trying to encourage them to speak, to learn vocabulary. And so my class wasn't your typical English class. It was life skills. I was just building, young people to go out. And I'm like, do your thing, but I want to empower you with words because I want you to feel confident when you speak to folks. So I only taught for 5 years. I did not last long. But what happened? I was like, this is too much. But I love words so much, and books. I was always a reader. I would love, So I went my last year, COVID happened, right? And I was like, I'm done. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go and do my thing. And so COVID happened, gave me a little break to kind of think about what I was gonna do. And so then my last year of teaching, it was awesome because we were teaching from Zoom, right? And so while I was teaching from Zoom and I was teaching sped, so I didn't have that many classes, I was writing my bylaws and getting my business off the ground. And so I ended up resigning, and I opened a bookstore in Louisville. And so the goal, don't get too excited because it's closed, unfortunately. Yes. It was awesome. It was a beautiful place. The goal was to, encourage people to share their voices. So 90% of the books were from self-published Black authors. And so we had artists, creatives, they had little vendor spots. I was like, I wanted to have an incubator to just, uplift Black folks and share their businesses and all of that. We had open mics, creative, expression, just all kinds of stuff. And unfortunately we had to close. And then I had a come to Jesus moment too. Once we closed, and it was a beautiful thing. And so I ended up sitting in this time of ambiguity. I was like, I don't want to go to the classroom. I don't want to work for anybody. And so I was like, what am I gonna do? And so I've been kind of just in this space of what's next? And so I write books, I'm a content creator, I'm a blogger, I have a podcast. So the come to Jesus moment, I grew up in church, but you'll be running and all things, things happen. And so I had that time off and God was just like, okay, I need you to chill. I need you to relax, I need you to focus on you, and it just got really quiet. And usually I'm always on the go. And so it was a blessing because God has just been blessing me and just providing, and I did not realize how much He provided because I'm just like, how did I pay rent? The whole entire time, I was just taken care of. So during this time of ambiguity, I was just like, I still want to encourage folks, to share their voice. And so now I have a couple of clients where I'm helping them write their own books. So I'm like a book doula. And you've heard of a regular doula, so now I'm a book doula. So I help women and men if they want to, but women write their books. And so I have a woman who's writing a memoir cookbook. And so we're working on that, and then another girl who's doing affirmations. So my goal is just to encourage people to share their voice and not feel like it gets cut off or you just need to lift off whatever people are putting on you. And so my podcast is called She Sits at His Feet. And basically it's a biblical Christian podcast where I'm still talking about business, living your best godly life, and all of that good stuff. Oh, and I also do creative art, it's called the Creative Wellness Project, where I mix faith, art, and journaling, and we sit together at a coffee shop. It could be at your house, if you have an organization, but we do journaling, just a whole bunch of creative. I just feel like a lot of people don't spend time be slow. They're not slow, they don't slow down, and they're just always on the go. And so my goal is just to help people to slow down, be intentional with their time, hear from God, and move, with God in mind. So that is all. Thank you.
Social media.
So I do a lot. I have about 6 Instagram. So I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm an educator. So you can find me on Cicely Renee blog. I'll just give you that. Cicely Renee blog. And if you, Google me, and you'll find a whole bunch of stuff in there. So Cicely Carr, if you Google, and then at my table I have some books, I have some art prints as well, and then I have a QR code where you can scan it and follow me as well. But thank y'all again for being here.
Some fun that I learned